Radhe Radhe everyone. Welcome to day 4 of the lecture series by Swami Nikhilanand ji. And as you know, it will continue till Friday. Tomorrow, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, 4 more days will be there. Every day 7 to 8:30 Swamiji will be giving the lecture. So before Swamiji starts the lecture, please turn off your cell phones so that it doesn't disturb anyone. Thank you very much. Radhe Radhe.
We're giving a chance to one of the young devotees to lead us in kirtan to start the satsang every day. So, is someone if no one's scheduled, it's okay. I'll just start. Madhuri, should I chant or is somebody going to chant?
I can.
You will? Okay.
Radhe Govind Govind Radhe 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 Radhe Govind Radhe Radhe Govind Radhe Radhe Govind 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 Govind Radhe 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 Govind Govind Radhe
बोलो लाडली लाल की। अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। वन्दे नवघनश्यामम् पीतकौशेयवाससम् सानन्दं सुन्दरम् shuddham Shri Krishnam Prakrite Param Padashritanam Tu samast chauram Shri Radhikaya Hridayasya chauram Nilambujasyāmal Kanti chauram Chauragraganyam Purusham Namami Yo Brahmanam Vidadhati Purvam Yo Vai Vedanscha Prahinoti Tasmai Tagvangha Devamatma Buddhi Prakasham Mumukchurvai Sharanamaham Prapadye. The Divine Souls. I've been explaining to you about the philosophy of Guru. I've told you so far that Guru is necessary to attain God, because God is divine and our senses and mind are material. So there's no way for us to know about God or know the path to God or follow the path to God on our own. We need the help of a Guru. And the Guru must fulfill two qualifications to be called a true Guru. Number one, they must have total knowledge of all the scriptures and be able to extract the essence out of that and teach it to us. I just did one shlok in my Vandana where it was saying that we're all blind. We have no eyes of knowledge. That's how we are before we meet the Guru. This could be right, that could be right, this sounds good, that sounds good. That's exactly how I was before I came to this path, before I met my Guruji, Shri Kripaluji Maharaj. Well, this sounds good, well, that too. Kind of like going to a buffet, trying a little bit of this, a little bit of that. But the truth was I was blind. I had no correct spiritual knowledge. So Guru cures that blindness. He puts the salve, like an Ayurvedic ointment, he puts on our eyes that gives us the sight. So we get chakshurun militam yena. We get eyes of knowledge from the Guru. This is why we do pranam to the Guru. So the Guru must be able to extract the essence of that knowledge and give it to us. That's Shrotriya. And the second qualification, the Guru must be Brahmanisht, must be God realized. Otherwise, it's all just theoretical. The Guru must have experienced what's in those scriptures, which is God. So the Guru has had the divine vision of God and has the total knowledge of the scriptures. Then I explained to you that before thinking about how will we recognize a Guru, we should first understand what does the Guru do for us. So I told you one thing, Guru gives knowledge. the theoretical knowledge. Guru also explains what is the path to God and how to follow it. And it can be felt when the Guru gives that knowledge that there's some impact in the heart. So Guru gives knowledge. Guru quietly, secretly graces us. When we follow his instructions for how to do devotion, or when we do seva to the Guru, we receive a benefit. So this is why Rupa Goswami says, Adau Shraddha Tatah Sadhu Sangotha Bhajana Kriya. He says, you can't find a Guru for yourself. You have to have Shraddha first. Then, seeing your desire to find God, Krishna will arrange Sadhu Sangaha. He will arrange for you to meet a true saint. Atha Bhajana Kriya, then your devotion starts. So if we do devotion with the grace of a true saint, following the saint's instructions results in receiving the saint's grace, which purifies our heart, which reduces negativities of the mind and attachments of the mind, and increases the good qualities of the mind and love for God that we call bhav. In the end, well, along the way, Guru also secretly amplifies our good sanskars and reduces the impact of our bad sanskars to whatever extent we're surrendered to him. 10% surrender to the Guru, Guru can make a 10% adjustment in our sanskars. Meaning, okay, today a really undevotional sanskar, a really worldly sanskar is scheduled to come and impact this devotee's mind. The devotee is 10% surrendered to the Guru, so the Guru is able to decrease the impact by 10%. They still have to undergo that destiny of that sanskar. Mentally, they undergo that, but the impact is reduced. And when a good sanskar comes, if we're 10% surrendered, Guru is able to amplify it, increase the impact of that devotional sanskar by 10%. But again, he's doing all of this quietly, behind the scenes, to aid in our devotion. When a soul, having followed this path for as long as it takes, reaches the point of 100% purification and 100% surrender to the Guru, then Guru has many things that he does in a split second. Number one, eliminates the bondage of Maya on that soul. Number two, gives Swarup Shakti, God's personal power, into the mind, into the purified Mayic mind of that soul. And the effect of that is the mind becomes divine. Mind and senses becomes divine. Then that soul has the divine vision of God, knows God. And into their divine heart, Guru gives Prema Shakti, the divine love power of Shri Krishna. So it is with the grace of the Guru that all of this happens. This is why we say Guru is Brahma, because he sprouts the seed of divine love. Guru is Vishnu, because he protects that seed of devotion in our heart. And Guru is Shankar, because he destroys the effects of our past spiritual transgressions, namaparad. He eliminates our inside. He eliminates our attachments and negativities of the mind. And in the end, he eliminates the effect of Maya. So these are all the things the Guru does for us. Then I told you how we can recognize Guru. We can recognize Guru in two ways mainly. Number one, the impact of the speech of the Guru or the writings of the Guru are much deeper. Much deeper. Just like each sentence of the Guru has the power to just eliminate years of confusion. Of course, that also depends on our receptivity. Someone with no receptivity will not get that type of experience from listening to a guru. Someone with no shraddha will not get that experience. But even a little bit of sincere desire for God and a little bit of faith towards the guru will enable someone to experience that, yes, when this guru speaks, I really feel something. There's an impact to the words. So that's one way. The second way takes a lot longer, but is incontrovertible proof of the divinity of that saint and the fact that they are a true guru. What is this proof? It's your own proof of how your own mind is getting purified. If you notice that, okay, I'm following this path as explained by this guru, and I'm joining my mind with this guru's mind, I'm surrendering my mind, so I should be receiving divine grace. Okay, am I? Well, my anger has reduced by 2%. Doesn't sound like much, but even that much is impossible without divine grace. My anger reduced by 2%. My worldly attachments are reduced. Today, somebody insulted me and it didn't make me feel as bad as normally. It means my attachments are reduced. Today, one stock I invested in, it fell off the face of the earth. I lost thousands of dollars. But it didn't make me feel as sad. I was like still sad, but only 20% as sad as I would have been. It shows your attachments are reduced. So attachments reduce and love for Radha Krishna increases. When you sit to do Rup Dhyan or you're doing Nam Sankirtan, you might feel some love for Radha and Krishna that before it wasn't there. Before it was just like a physical drill I was doing, chanting the name. Now I feel something. This is incontrovertible proof that you are receiving the grace of a saint. Otherwise, bhav cannot develop in a stable, steady way, and the negativities of the mind can never be reduced to a great extent. So this is reliable. It's based on your own experience. My Guruji, Shri Kripaluji Maharaj, says, never take another person's word for this person is a real guru or this person is a fake guru. Never take another person's word. What if you take someone's word and let's say it's a true guru and you just took your friend's word for it? Oh yeah, it's a true guru. Okay, I believe. What if it is a true guru, but later in 10 days your friend undergoes some bad sanskar or who knows what happens to him, and all of a sudden he starts saying bad things about the same guru. And he's telling you, no, I was wrong. This is a fake. Get away from here. But it is a true guru. If you only accepted the guru based on your friend's saying, then you're also going to abandon the true guru based on your friend's saying. And you would also, what if the same friend says, no, now this is the true guru and then it's a fake? Then you accept a wrong guru based on someone else's saying. So don't accept anybody's word for who is a true guru and who isn't. Accept your own experience. But that takes time. You have to follow that guru, follow their teachings. Do the sadhana sincerely that's being prescribed by that guru. See what happens inside of you. Yesterday I promised to tell you that there's actually one physical thing that can be observed that would give you a hint that someone is actually a divine saint. See, often we state rules and then we find that there's a subsection to the rule or some exception to the rule. So I told you initially that there is no way to physically identify who is a saint and who isn't. Now I'm telling you there's one exception. Urabhara prema rijhavar, we were singing a couple of days ago, that the saint's heart is full and overflowing with the love of Radha and Krishna. When we love somebody, we find it hard to contain our love, right? Sometimes, if you're loving someone with very intense feelings, it may even bring tears of love to your eyes. Someone could even lose consciousness if they're separated from a loved one. So we also in the world have some physical symptoms of our love that show from time to time. And that love is limited. Our feelings of love, no matter how great they are in the world, they're still limited. And we manage them inside our material, limited mind. The divine saint who has attained Radha Krishna has a divine heart with unlimited capacity to contain an unlimited divine power, Krishna's power of divine love, that gives the saint an ever-increasing, infinite experience of blissfulness. So when the bliss is infinite, and the capacity of the heart to contain the bliss is infinite, but the bliss is ever increasing, sometimes the heart can't keep up. So although saints have a rule, gopaniyam, gopaniyam, gopaniyam prayatnataha, you should make every effort to conceal your love for Radha and Krishna. Don't advertise it or make a show. So even saints try to do this. They try to conceal that love. They control it. But sometimes it gets out of control. It boils over. Like if you put a pot on the stove and just turn the flame up high, eventually it's going to boil over. The pot can't contain it forever. So if a saint who is always seeing Radha Krishna every second, and that saint's heart is full of their love, but he's controlling it. Let's say that saint happens to visit a holy place and sees, oh, Krishna walked here. The saint might, we call it going into bhav. The love overflows and there's some physical manifestation of the inner state of divine love. Or the saint may be sitting and there's kirtan going on. So just hearing the divine name may cause that same situation. Then the saint shows one of the 8, it's called sattvic bhav, but not sattvic in a Mayic sense. There's a divya sattva also, so sattvic in a divine sense. Stambha svedotha romancha swarabhedotha vepathu vaivarnya mashrup pralaya ityashtau satvika smrita. Bhakti Rasamrit Sindhu by Rupa Goswami enumerates these 8 physical symptoms that a devotee could actually observe in a divine saint. So the first one is stambha. Let's say the saint is doing kirtan and all of a sudden becomes absolutely still, like a pillar, like a statue without moving. That's one symptom. Now the symptoms don't normally stay the same. They'll change from one to the next. So the saint could become stabdha, just totally still. Svedotha, that means sweat. The pores of the saint's body may just open up and the saint could be sweating profusely. Romancha. Romanch means when you get, we call it, I grew up in Canada, we called it goosebumps in Canada. I don't know what you call it here, like the hair stands up on your body, on your neck, and you get those little bumps. So that happens to the saint due to the thrill of that love of Radha and Krishna. Swarabhed. If the saint is singing, there may be a change in the quality of the voice of the saint. Like almost like it sounds like, oh, is that the same voice? That's also due to the emotions, the divine emotions in that love of Radha Krishna. Ve pathu, that means the body trembling, really shaking. The saint tries to control it, but you can see it's like there's electricity running through the body of the saint, and the saint's body vibrates with that. It's such a thrill. Vaivarnya, it means the complexion of the saint may change. All of a sudden, the complexion may become extremely pale. Ashru, tears, profuse tears streaming down the face of the saint. And finally, pralay, unconsciousness. In the Bhagavatam, these ideas are further expanded. Evam vrata svapriyanam kirtya jatanurago druta chitta uchchai hasatyathoro dititirautigayathyunmadavan nrityati lokabahyah. So in the Bhagavatam it says that due to the effect of this bhav that just overflows, and now the saint is no longer conscious. The saint most of the time controls and is conscious of what's happening in the outer world and simultaneously sees Radha and Krishna everywhere. But now the saint is so absorbed in this state of bhavavesh that the outer world is gone for him. There's just Radha and Krishna. So now, hasatyatho, the saint may just start laughing, like loudly, in excitement. Oh, there's Krishna. And then, roditi, Krishna vanished. And now, oh, where's my Krishna? And the saint is toot ke ro raha hai. He's just sobbing. And then, meeting Krishna again, the saint becomes so ecstatic that he starts dancing. Nrityati lokabahya, not like the kind of dancing that someone would do at a marriage or something, not like a planned kind of dancing or even a classical Bharatnatyam performance. No, lokabahyata, completely unaware of the world and unconscious in his divine ecstasy, literally in samadhi, and yet the body is moving and the saint is dancing. All of these things could be observed in the body of a saint. It's extremely rare and yet possible. Those lucky devotees who get a chance to see such symptoms in the body of a saint, if they have this knowledge, they'll say, oh, I heard about this. That's what, otherwise you might be concerned, what's happening to this person? But now you would know, oh, this is sattvic bhav. This must be a divine saint. And then you should take advantage of the association of that saint. To see a saint or to see a saint in bhav is a very fortunate opportunity for a devotee. Sometime you may want to request in private from Siddheshwari Didi that if she could show you, it's not the type of thing we show in public, it's a very private thing, but if this is the kind of thing that if you're moved by hearing this, you might ask her to show you in private sometime some video of Shri Kripaluji Maharaj that we happened to capture on such an occasion a few times. Kripaluji Maharaj has been in bhav many, many times. But a few of those have been captured on video and they're kept very private. But Didi ji may be able to show you if you ask her in the right way. So this is the one physical way that you could get a clue It's like you're seeing these symptoms on the outside, it gives you a clue what's on the inside. Now, don't get confused that, okay, some devotees also get feelings. Like I said, with Guru's grace, your bhav will also increase. So what if you get tears? Does that mean this is like divine sattvic bhav and you're a rasic saint now? No. Kripaluji Maharaj says, all your tears are tears to clean your heart. That tears of longing for Krishna will clean your heart. But don't think that those are real tears. Those are fake tears. If it was real tears, Krishna himself would come with his pitambar and dry your face. So when he shows up and dries the tears from your face, then you know you're crying real tears. Then you're a divine saint. So we should never feel proud that I've also got some tears, or I got some romanch, I got some thrill chanting Radha Krishna's name. These are very great things. It's the most valuable thing in this world. If someone offered you $10 billion or devotional bhav to Radha Krishna, you shouldn't even hesitate. Devotional bhav is worth many times more than $10 billion. There are many billionaires in the world today. There are very few people who experience bhav for Radha Krishna in chanting their name or in doing Rup Dhyan. And that's because there are very few people in the world with a true guru who can grace them with those experiences. And like I mentioned, most of the time, saints keep this under control. One time, during the time of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu Ji, one of his great disciples, Rupa Goswami, whom I mentioned earlier, he was also in this group and they were doing Nam Sankirtan. It was an extended Nam Sankirtan all day and all night, and there were many saints there and many ordinary devotees as well, like us, and they were all chanting. And this one devotee was looking around and noticing that, okay, this saint is showing some signs of sattvic bhav, and this devotee over here is also crying. But Rupa Goswami, who's like known as the topmost saint, he's just sitting without showing any sattvic bhav on the outside. So does that mean the devotee was just thinking to himself? Does that mean maybe he's not a saint? Another real saint who was there in that crowd knew what this devotee was thinking, so he showed him. He proved to him. He went and put his hand just like this, so that the air being exhaled from Rupa Goswami's nostrils would touch on his hand. And the second he exhaled, blisters formed on that saint's hand. The air coming out was so hot. There was such power of that divine love, and Rupa Goswami was keeping it all inside, but some of the heat was escaping from his nostrils. So it means he had that much power to control it. So it doesn't mean that saints will always show it, but sometimes we may get the chance to see. One time, this helped to remove a confusion from one devotee, also during the time of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu Ji. Mahaprabhu Ji went to visit one devotee who was he was a devotee of Mahaprabhu Ji's. And you know Mahaprabhu Ji, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu Ji, was Radha Krishna who came in the form of a saint. He was God himself. So Mahaprabhu Ji went to visit one of his devotees, and he took some of his satsangis along with him. He said, "You want to go and meet a great saint? Let's go." So they all went. And when they got to his residence, they saw that it's palatial. It's this, like, a bigger palace, more luxurious palace than a king would live in. And they entered and they saw that Pundarik Vidyanidhi, the saint, he was sitting there on this beautiful padded asan, and there were people fanning him on either side, and someone else is bringing food, and he's dressed in very elegant clothing. And he saw Mahaprabhu Ji and ran, and Mahaprabhu Ji ran to him, and they embraced, and both were crying tears. They were so happy to meet. Krishna so happy to meet his devotee, and the devotee so happy to meet Krishna. But one of the satsangis, Gadadhar, he got confused by what he physically saw. He's thinking, can a saint really live in such a luxurious palace? I thought saints were supposed to live a simple life. I thought saints were supposed to be renounced from the world, but he seems to be even more attached to the world than an ordinary person. So in his mind, he's thinking, this Pundarika Vidyanidhi is not a true saint, and if Mahaprabhu Ji is saying he's a saint, maybe I'm wrong about Mahaprabhu Ji too. Imagine to what extent he went with his thoughts. All because he got confused by seeing the physical living situation of the saint. So later on, Mahaprabhu Ji, because he knew what his devotee had been thinking, he scolded him for trying to analyze who is a saint and who isn't a saint just by their physical living situation. I told you there's no physical characteristics of a saint. The saint is not only male or only female. Saints are not, they don't have to be old. So they could be young like Dhruv or Prahlad. A saint doesn't have to be single. A saint could be married like Arjun, Gopis, Dhruv, Prahlad. They can have kids. A saint could live in the jungle or in a simple hut, or the saint could live in a palace. The saint could be a farmer. The saint could be a king, Ambarish, Janak. The saint could wear jeans and a t-shirt, or kurta pajama, or dhoti, or nothing. It doesn't matter. It has nothing to do with whether that is a real saint or not. So Gadadhar got confused, and Mahaprabhu Ji scolded him, and he said, look, I want you to go back and apologize to Pundarika Vidyanidhi for the way you were thinking. Otherwise, you can't come in this satsang anymore. So he went back with another devotee. And when he entered, he was still feeling confused. So the other devotee, he did something to help him. He sang 2 shlokas of the Bhagavatam. These are very special shlokas that had been sung at the time of Shukdev Ji to take him out of his samadhi so that he would come and listen to Bhagavatam. It's describing the beauty of Krishna and also the kindness of Krishna. So he sang these 2 shlokas, and Pundarika Vidyanidhi, hearing that, went into bhav. And he started trembling, and tears came from his eyes, and he laughed, and then he fell unconscious on the ground. And Gadadhar thought, because he knew about the Ashta Sattvic Bhav, and he said, what a huge mistake I've made. I couldn't see what was inside of him. He had it completely hidden, and he's doing this acting of living like a king. I got fooled by that, and I forgot that I have to try to find out, is that divine gem hidden inside? Is that divine love in the heart of this person? That determines whether they're a saint or not. Then he realized his mistake, and he apologized to Pundarika Vidyanidhi, who accepted his apology. So Mahaprabhu Ji also accepted Gadadhar back into his satsang. So this is how one can recognize a saint, with the help of seeing these Ashta Sattvic Bhav, if a devotee ever gets that chance. So you see that it's really a long-term project. If you want to recognize who is a saint or who isn't, you have to put in the time. There's no quick way to do it. There's no way to just say they're dressed like this, they act like this. You have to put in the time, follow that saint's teachings and see what benefit do you get. Follow the path they're teaching and see, are you getting their grace? Is your heart purifying? Do you ever get to see them in bhav? That also could take a long time to get the chance to see that. But if you accept, if you're that genuine and dedicated that, no, I really want to find out if this is a true saint, and you're willing to put in the time and follow what they're teaching, then you will, without a doubt, be able to tell one way or the other. Either you'll get these experiences or you won't. If you don't, and you've really been sincere for an extended period of time, then move on. Pray to Krishna some more. Please help me find a true saint. And if you get the proper results, then that's all you need. Now never let go of that saint. And if you never let go of that saint will never let go of you, even from the end of this life till the next life, or as many lifetimes as it takes for you to get God realized. So this took quite a long time to explain today, but it was necessary for you to understand this. Tomorrow, I'm going to move on to the one other question that I had mentioned yesterday. If it's required to have desire for God to benefit from a saint, and if it's required to have faith in that saint to benefit from the saint, what about people who don't have faith in the saint? What about people who don't have much of a desire for God? Is there any way for them to get the benefit of the saint's association? In the Bhagavatam, Vedavyasji says, yes, there is a way. So I'm going to explain that to you tomorrow, as well as tell you the 4 things that a true saint will not do. And that will also help you in being able to recognize who is a saint or avoid those who may be posing to be saints but who aren't. Boliye Vrindavan Bihari Lal Ki. I apologize today, I didn't have time to recap anything in Hindi. It was a little long topic, so I'll make the effort to do so tomorrow. We'll continue with the kirtan that we were doing yesterday on page 176 and 177. So after the first line, Jayati Guruvar, we're going to skip all the lines that we had done yesterday, so we'll go down to the second last line on page 176. Kahata Narada Bhakti Darshan. Page 176, and we'll be doing from the second last line of page 176, Kahata Narada. Jayati Guruvar, Jayati Guruvar, Jayati Guruvar Pyare, Jayati Guruvar, Jayati Guruvar, Jayati Guruvar Pyare, Jayati Guruvar Pyare,
Jayati Guruvar, Jayati Guruvar, Jayati Guruvar Pyare, Jayati Guruvar. जयति गुरुवर प्यारे, जयति गुरुवर प्यारे।
कहत नारद भक्ति दर्शन, एक हरि गुरु प्यारे। कहत नारद भक्ति दर्शन, एक हरि गुरु प्यारे। एक हरि गुरु प्यारे।
कहत नारद भक्ति दर्शन, एक हरि गुरु प्यारे। कहत नारद भक्ति दर्शन, एक हरि गुरु प्यारे। एक हरि गुरु प्यारे।
भक्ति जस हरि की करहु तस, भक्ति करु गुरु प्यारे। भक्ति जस हरि की करहु तस, भक्ति करु गुरु प्यारे। भक्ति करु गुरु प्यारे।
भक्ति जस हरि की करहु तस, भक्ति करु गुरु प्यारे। भक्ति जस हरि की करहु तस, भक्ति करु गुरु प्यारे। भक्ति करु गुरु प्यारे।
जयति गुरुवर, जयति गुरुवर, जयति गुरुवर प्यारे। जयति गुरुवर, जयति गुरुवर, जयति गुरुवर प्यारे। जयति गुरुवर प्यारे।
जयति गुरुवर, जयति गुरुवर, जयति गुरुवर प्यारे। जयति गुरुवर, जयति गुरुवर, जयति गुरुवर प्यारे। जयति गुरुवर प्यारे।
कहत हरि जो भक्त मेरे, भक्त नहीं मम प्यारे। कहत हरि जो भक्त मेरे, भक्त नहीं मम प्यारे। भक्त नहीं मम प्यारे।
कहत हरि जो भक्त मेरे, भक्त नहीं मम प्यारे। कहत हरि जो भक्त मेरे, भक्त नहीं मम प्यारे। भक्त नहीं मम प्यारे।
भक्त के जो भक्त हैं वे, प्राण सम मम प्यारे। भक्त के जो भक्त हैं वे प्राण सम मम प्यारे, प्राण सम मम प्यारे।
भक्त के जो भक्त हैं वे प्राण सम मम प्यारे। भक्त के जो भक्त हैं वे प्राण सम मम प्यारे, प्राण सम मम प्यारे।
भक्त प्रति अपराध कर जो सही सके नहीं प्यारे, भक्त प्रति अपराध कर जो सही सके नहीं प्यारे, सही सके नहीं प्यारे।
भक्त प्रति अपराध कर जो सही सके नहीं प्यारे, भक्त प्रति अपराध कर जो सही सके नहीं प्यारे, सही सके नहीं प्यारे।
जयति गुरुवर, जयति गुरुवर, जयति गुरुवर प्यारे, जयति गुरुवर, जयति गुरुवर, जयति गुरुवर प्यारे, जयति गुरुवर प्यारे।
जयति गुरुवर, जयति गुरुवर, जयति गुरुवर प्यारे, जयति गुरुवर, जयति गुरुवर, जयति गुरुवर प्यारे, जयति गुरुवर प्यारे।
भुक्ति मुक्ति कामना तजी, भुक्ति मुक्ति कामना शरण जा गुरु प्यारे, भुक्ति मुक्ति कामना तजी शरण जा गुरु प्यारे, शरण जा गुरु प्यारे।
मुक्ति मुक्ति कामना तजी शरण जा गुरु प्यारे, मुक्ति मुक्ति कामना तजी शरण जा गुरु प्यारे, शरण जा गुरु प्यारे।
ध्यान करु आंसू बहागहु शरण गुरुवर प्यारे, ध्यान करु आंसू बहागहु शरण गुरुवर प्यारे, गहु शरण गुरुवर प्यारे।
ध्यान कर आंसू बहागहु शरण गुरुवर प्यारे, ध्यान कर आंसू बहागहु शरण गुरुवर प्यारे, शरण गुरुवर प्यारे।
गुरु की आज्ञा मानना ही गुरु की सेवा प्यारे। गुरु की आज्ञा मानना ही गुरु की सेवा प्यारे। गुरु की सेवा प्यारे।
गुरु की आज्ञा मानना ही गुरु की सेवा प्यारे। गुरु की आज्ञा मानना ही गुरु की सेवा प्यारे। गुरु की सेवा प्यारे।
हरि कृपालु हों तभी जब कर कृपा गुरु प्यारे। हरि कृपालु हों तभी जब कर कृपा गुरु प्यारे। कर कृपा गुरु प्यारे।
हरि कृपालु हो तभी जब कर कृपा गुरु प्यारे। हरि कृपालु हो तभी जब कर कृपा गुरु प्यारे। कर कृपा गुरु प्यारे।
जयति गुरुवर जयति गुरुवर जयति गुरुवर प्यारे। जयति गुरुवर जयति गुरुवर जयति गुरुवर प्यारे। जयति गुरुवर प्यारे।
जयति गुरुवर जयति गुरुवर जयति गुरुवर प्यारे। जयति गुरुवर जयति गुरुवर जयति गुरुवर प्यारे। जयति गुरुवर प्यारे।
जयति गुरुवर जयति गुरुवर जयति गुरुवर प्यारे। जयति गुरुवर जयति गुरुवर जयति गुरुवर प्यारे। जयति गुरुवर प्यारे।
जयति गुरुवर जयति गुरुवर जयति गुरुवर प्यारे। जयति गुरुवर जयति गुरुवर जयति गुरुवर प्यारे। जयति गुरुवर प्यारे।
बोलो श्रीमत सद्गुरु सरकार की, अलबेली सरकार की जय। जय श्री राधे। जय जय श्री राधे। जय जय श्री राधे। You ready for your quiz? Okay, true or false? You can tell if someone is a saint or not by their gender. So saints can be women too? Okay, good. True or false? There is an age limit for saints. You have to be above a certain age. Okay, true or false? A saint cannot be married. True or false? A saint can have kids. True. You thought I was going to keep doing false. True or false? A saint has to wear like proper religious looking clothes. Okay, now who can remember the Ashta Satvik Bhav? Ashta means 8. The 8th Satvik Bhav. Just remember one. Tell me one. We'll work together. Raise your hand if you remember one. Krishna? Okay, being totally still. Stabdha. Ritika. Sweating. Profuse sweating. Yes. Jia. Yes, tears. That's right. That's 3. Yes. Yes, romanch. That's 4. Yes, Shelly. Falling unconscious. That's 5. Wait, I'm forgetting. I'm failing my test. Pratik. What? Pritesh. Yes, trembling. Good. That's 6. Yes, uncle. Change in voice is 7. Pankaj bhai. Yes, we already counted that one, so I'm not going to count it again. Who knows the last one? I'm looking for a new hand. Yes, auntie in the back. Stamba was the first one, someone said. We're still missing one. Yes. Okay, laughing, it was one of the extra ones. We had a few extra given by the Bhagavatam. So that's a good one. The saint may just be unconsciously laughing. What was the last from the original 8? Yes. Change in voice. Did we already get that one? Yes, but yeah. Change in the complexion. That's right. That was the 8th one. And in addition to laughing, what were 2 other things Bhagavatam mentioned? Pritesh again? Dancing, yes. Oh yeah, the other one was crying, so that wasn't extra. Laughing and dancing. That's right. There's one that wasn't mentioned, but you know, in Jagannath Mandir, there's the murtis of Krishna, Balaram, and Subhadra, and their eyes are big like this. So that is actually a jhanki. It's like a snapshot of a leela, where they were listening to some talks. Someone was talking about Radha and Krishna. So they were listening outside. And just by listening to these people talking about Radha and Krishna, Krishna, Balaram, and Subhadra all went into a state of bhav. So sometimes the eyes may get very big like that. Okay, so you did pretty well. Tomorrow we'll continue. Radhe Radhe.